Fargo Souls Masochist mode. A difficulty with so little videos on it, you'd think you'd get cancelled for posting a playthrough on it. But why are there so little playthroughs on this mod? There's many playthroughs on Eternity, which is basically the same thing, right? Masochist is basically like Eternity's older brother, which also takes as much steroids as Sam Sulik, Rich Piana, and the Trend Twins smashed into one. Masochist mode is known as the hardest non-joke difficulty in all of modded Terraria. Surely it can't be that bad, right? What? What? Just live, just live, just live. I just threw so hard. Now, the majority of people who play Masochist mode have played Eternity mode in the past. I, however, have never touched any Fargo Soul difficulty, which is really not ideal. Also, if you can get me to 1k subs, I will no-hit the entirety of Infernum with no armor. Just so I don't disrespect this mod, I put a few rules in order. No warding or any defensive accessories, no Fargo special abilities like Gold Enchant, Revives, Stopping Time, and especially no Rod of Discord. Now, if you've watched any playthrough on Masochist mode in the past, since then there have been lots of nerfs and buffs to bosses, weapons, and especially nerfs to accessories. Now, before anyone types in the comments, is this harder than Infernum? Yes, this is harder than Infernum by a long shot. But I would recommend checking this mod out, especially with the release of Fargo's 2.0 being right around the corner. Now, before I waste any more of your time, let's just get on with it. We start this playthrough like any other, but instead of opening our starter bag, we head over to the mutant statue, grab the mutant's gift, and activate Masochist mode. Whoa. We then see that the deviant fell from the sky, so we check for a pulse and get a whole bunch of early items to speed up progression. We then get right to one-slurring our world, but after taking 12 steps to the right, we see that we're already in a corruption biome, so we decide to head the other way. Let's go this way. After seeing the corruption is basically in my spawn point, I head into the caves and I find a wand of sparking, an aglet, and my first life crystal. I then make the mistake of going to the desert to collect some cactus, and I see that the vultures in Masochist mode have an AI. Ow, they dash at you! No! We then see that the sand is shifting underneath me, and that can mean one thing: there's a desert temple. So we head down into the desert temple and open the chest and see that we got a magic carpet, which is pretty neat. We then head a little bit further down and we find a room that Fargo Souls adds, and this room will be important for us later in the run. I then make the mistake of going into the underground desert. No! I then set my eyes on the copper enchant, and if you've never seen a Fargo's playthrough before, you might be wondering, what is an enchant? Enchants are Fargo's exclusive accessories that require crazy crafting trees, but give crazy buffs in return. Then a blood moon starts to rise, but apparently the blood moon has a brain of its own and decides to leave. I don't know. I bottle that up and make a gem hook, and I'm already starting to lose my mind. Anything but more digging. I think I might have complained too hard because then I get swanton bombed. What the? The next thing I set my eyes on is the lead enchant, but before I can think any further, I get struck by lightning. Ow! I then make a magnoluminescence and set my eyes on the cactus enchant, which is a very good early obtainable accessory. So I try and grab some cactus, but it's night and it's impossible to do anything. Just want cactus! So instead of trying to stay on the surface during the night, I head down into the underground corruption to smash a shadow orb, which I do, but instantly get wormed. I then make a mismatched set of armor with the small amount of ores I've collected, and then head back into the underground desert before getting decimated by a cactus. Why are you so accurate? I then attempt to try and catch a dragonfly. Give me the dragonflies! With the few dragonflies we collected, we head over to the desert to start fishing, and for once, we actually get what we want in a reasonable amount of time. First try. Then it's back to the fun time underground desert. Yes, and I just get touched by everything! I then find myself some Dune Rider boots and a magic conch. Then a goblin army decides to show up, and of course we breeze through it deathless because we're super prepared for it.
Please!
No.
Ah! Whoa! Oh no!
That was a really cool 15-minute experience. I really hope nothing comes to look at me so hard I croak incredibly hard.
You know what? Oh, now the eye's coming. Oh my! Please, please! Oh, now the eye's here. Oh, good run.
As I try to pick up the pieces of my sanity, a demon eye says, "No way, man." I then find my goblin tinker bound in a cave.
Oh, the goblin tinker. Yo!
But since I'm way too broke from that goblin invasion, I just find my shimmer instead. After getting my funds in order, I purchase a mini shark, a bunch of musket balls, a tinker's workshop, and some rocket boots. I then make myself some Gucci Spectre 7s before going on a 15-minute tree smacking spree so I can get one single peach.
Yeah!
Now it's finally time to craft up my cactus and lead enchants. Then I proceed to find every single piece of loot in the underground desert that I'm not looking for before I finally find my Thunder Zapper.
Let's go!
With the Thunder Zapper, I'm finally able to make the copper enchant, completing my trilogy of enchants. Now we're so unbelievably jacked, nothing can stop us. Okay. I then spend a good chunk of my life building a massive arena before heading up into the sky to find all the juicy sky loot I could possibly want. We then head over to our arena and summon up the Trojan Squirrel, which is the first boss you're meant to fight in Masochist mode, and you're meant to fight him a lot earlier, so I'm very over-prepared for this boss, and so I don't really get to experience him in his full glory.
Whoa! Interesting.
Now that the first boss is down, I head right into King Slime. Then take a little break to purchase a whole bunch of potions. But since it's night now, we decide to take on the most jacked eye in the whole galaxy.
Oh, okay. Ow, oh, I got it this time. As long as I don't get hit by a zombie at the start.
I then take a little break from being pummeled to expand my quality of living a little bit. The Eye of Cthulhu is the first real challenge Masochist mode throws at you with his insanely fast movement speed and unreasonable amount of sides he spawns while dashing. But my gear is very good, so once I kind of learn what to do, he's not that bad.
He clipped me every time. Yeah. I don't care. I died. I don't care. I won.
I then collect my spoils and get my fabled Shield of Cthulhu. Then we take on King Slime again, and Masochist mode turns him from a simple run in a straight line boss to a run in a straight line boss, but dodge a bullet hell that's raining down from the sky. And I have to give it to them, it's actually a pretty fun fight.
Let's not do that in Infernum because of... Ah! Pretty sure that was fall damage. Oh, I'm just such a dash carry player, man. Whoa.
I then demolish the Trojan Squirrel, and with the crates he drops, I make an Extractinator. Then I take all of my sturdy fossils I collected and make a full set of fossil armor to boost my overall range damage. Then I throw a bomb at a shadow orb to summon the Eater. With that out of the way, we take him on for real, actually.
Like, whoa! Holy cow. Whoa!
Then I purchase a whole bunch of spiky balls so I don't have to aim anymore.
What?
There's not a lot to say about the Eater except for he enjoys voring me with his head and shooting cursed flames in an abundance. But with the run for your life strategy, a magic carpet, and some spiky balls, he's just kind of a stepping stone.
Need that. Okay, hold up. Walk back in. Walk back in. Walk back in. Yeah, off the knee sharp. I can see you now. There we go.
With the Eater dead, we go and rampage some Hellstone and make a Imp Staff. Then we spend the next 25 minutes farming Hoplites to make a Gladiator enchant. Then we make a Molten Fury, and now it's time to take on the second Fargo's exclusive boss, the Cursed Coffin.
What is that thing? What?
Now the Cursed Coffin is the second Fargo's exclusive boss, and it's actually a pretty cool fight. He summons a cursed spirit to come and touch you, which is very scary, but he actually doesn't do much damage at all, so I kind of just phase tank everything, and somehow I won.
Get away from me! No! No, don't touch me! No! Ah!
Now, this guy doesn't drop a whole lot, but he does drop some desert crates, so we make a sandstorm, which we turn into a yellow horseshoe balloon. And I head into the underground jungle and accidentally summon the queen bee, and we don't last very long. We then head back to the surface to excavate our entire meteorite, and with the meteorite bars, we make a star cannon, which only has 40% reduced damage. And after making a pretty good arena in the underground jungle, we take on the Queen of Pea herself. We then randomly got a Plantera's fruit, so we do a really smart thing and summon Plantera. Masochist mode makes Queen Bee Geek very hard. She dashes at 1,000,000 miles an hour, throws 1,000,000 stingers, but that's not really the bad part. It's the 1,000 royal advertisements she summons, and you can't attack her unless all the advertisements are dead. But the funny part is, you could not hit them if your life depended on it.
My dash and holy geek.
We then say to the old man, I don't want to get touched, but he summons a giant bone man to do it anyway. We then take more time to expand our arena even more before taking on Smellatron for real so he can manhandle us.
Ow. Dude! No, he dungeon guardianed me.
Then make a bob or a bundle of balloons for casuals.
What? This thermal?
Now, Smellatron has got some serious hands in Masochist mode, and he also drags 1,000,000 skulls with those hands. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you destroy the first 2 hands, 4 more grow back in their place. So he can just manhandle you even more. But with some good movement, he's actually pretty fun.
Die, hand, die. I'm sick of this, man. Whoa! I somehow dodged that. No. Oh, all his hands are down. It's just time to get headed from Skeletron. Please. I won?
We then do everyone's favorite part in progression and go into the dungeon and find ourselves a cobalt shield and a handgun, which we instantly turn into the Phoenix Blaster. I then make myself a full set of Necro Bony armor and go through the entire Terra Spark Boots crafting tree and then summon up Dear Clissy.
Whoa. 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 I need a laser. Whoa. And it hit me still.
This fight is jokingly called harder than Mutant, mostly because it's just incredibly janky. All you really do is jump up and down and pray you don't get ice up the anus. But with enough thugging it out with our buggy star cannon, it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah, that fight's impossible.
I then make myself a meteor enchant and purchase a bunch of pig granadas from the party girl, which we destroy until we get enough party bullets, so we have an infinite amount.
Yeah, woo, bacon.
And we summon up the Deviant, which is the first of the 3 siblings that Fargo's Souls adds. And each of the siblings have a specific theme. The Deviant happens to be rare mobs.
Like, what am I doing wrong? Ho ho ho. Oh, what do I do? What? Like, what? I did not look. I did not look. Holy demon sickles. Fly! I was at full health. The berry! What just happened? So many things to pay attention to. What am I meant to do? Oh my goodness! No! It's in the ground, it's in the ground, it's in the ground. Man, there's a bullet! Holy fuck! Why does that?
This is the hardest pre-hard mode boss that I have ever had to fight, and nothing comes close. Some of the attacks she does are just downright brutal to dodge with pre-hard mode movement. This fight was so bad that I was forced to learn Featherfall movement, and it doesn't help that you can't hit her half the time. And when you do, you might take a small chunk out of her 40,000 total health. This fight took double what Infernum Skeletron took me the first time I beat him, just to put into perspective how difficult this boss is.
Beautiful. And I get juggled by the border. Oh. Come on. Oh, it's actually just too simple.
I then use the deviating energy that she dropped to make a full set of Nekumi armor. I forgot to mention this before, but each boss in Fargo's drops a Fargo's exclusive accessory, and with the slime, the eye, the queen bee, and Skeletron combined, I can make the Supreme Deathbringer fairy. The Deviant also drops something called the Sparkling Adoration, which gives you a graze bonus, which means your attacks are boosted the closer you are to projectiles. I then make an unreal amount of bee nades and the bee enchant before Now it's time to take on the Wall of Flesh. And now in Masochist mode, this guy is considered the hardest Wall of Flesh in all of modded Terraria.
No. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, bro. Dude! Yeah. No! Ah! Damn! Boom! Just kill me. Boom! Yeah, I missed. Jeez! Jeez! No! I got stuck in a pit! Dude! Holy lasers! Ah! Why did I do Stop! Every time it's just 2%, 1.
The Wall of Flesh is the definition of chaos in boss form. The amount of stuff happening on your screen is abysmal, and if his lasers did any more damage, this fight would be insufferable. Also, when he gets to about 20 to 15% health, he goes angry baby man mode and does all of his attacks 3 times as fast, and it's basically a hope and pray simulator at that point.
Oh, I tried the sandstorm and I didn't have a sandstorm or any double jump. Oh, we must be coming to the end of the fight. What a graveyard. Please, 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 please. Oh, I did it! Oh.
Now that we're in hard mode, we instantly head to the hollow to farm some pixie dust, and then I kill a clown, and he actually drops us a banana ring.
Oh, he dropped a banana ring.
With our newly collected banana ring, we head to the sky to make the wyvern species extinct, before slugging our way through the various tiers of hard mode ores until I set my eyes on the adamantite enchant.
The longer you fire your weapon, the faster it fires up to 30% faster. I like that.
I then make my way into the underground hollow where I see it has an AI.
What the?
Now it's back to pulling myself on my hands and knees through the rest of the hard mode ores. And then while making a adamantite forge, I see the orichalcum enchant, which looks very enticing.
You're gonna die, clown.
Then I make myself a full set of adamantite armor so I can take on hollowed mimics.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And we got the Stormbow.
Then I open a gold crate and get something pretty silly.
Whoa.
Then I make myself some fairy wings, which I forgot to do before.
Oh my goodness, I can fly and get rid of that too.
I then take out the deviant once more to get some more deviating energy, which I use to make a pair of zephyr boots. Then I see the wizard enchant, and now the wizard enchant doesn't give you a buff directly, but it buffs one of your enchants. This would be a great time for the ground to vibrate so hard I fall all the way to the center of the earth. After that little thing, I make a diamond robe and almost make my wizard enchant.
Crystal ball. Ah!
After buying a crystal ball, I make my wizard enchant and attempt to fight some ice golems.
Jeez. No, he has aimbot! Oh man! I died to a slime. An ice slime.
Then I eventually kill one and make myself a pair of frozen wings, and then we...
this guy, man.
I eventually kill 2 more and make myself a full set of frost armor, which will be very helpful for getting anything done in Masochist mode. Then I head back to the snow biome to kill some ice mimics so I can get a flower of frost, and after making some cursed flames, I make myself the orichalcum enchant.
Yay.
And then the pirates decide to arrive, but I made the mistake of having the battle cry on.
Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. The Flying Dutchman.
After a little bit over 3 minutes, the pirates leave, and I'm left with a Flying Dutchman, which I kill, and he drops a coin gun.
Coin gun.
I don't actually use the coin gun, but I do summon up Queen Slime. Just like the first pre-hard mode boss, the first hard mode boss is kind of a joke. It's really just Queen Slime, but with a few extra bullet hell attacks. But I like how they ease you into your imminent doom. Thank you, Fargo's devs.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. And by too bad, I mean easy sauce!
With Queen Slime dead, I attempt to fish for an armored cavefish, but she interrupts me.
That's not what I wanted to do.
But it doesn't take us that long to get an armored cavefish, and then we make that armored cavefish into the mechanical lure. But before we use it, we make a gatligator and hollow out a huge chunk of our ocean to give us maximum space for the Banished Baron, our 3rd Fargo's boss.
I got confused. What hit me? That! Wow! Go up! No attack, man. No! Oh my... What the...
This is probably the most fun fight in the mod so far, and it's because he has a similar quirk to the Infernum Aquatic Scourge, where you start underwater and then you get thrown to the surface midway through the fight. And the attacks underwater can be a tad frustrating, but once you learn it, this fight's a solid 4 out of 10.
What the heck is happening? Wow! 15 seconds gonna do that. Ooh. Oh no. Do a water attack! Oh. Let's go. Very fun, boss.
Now it's time to go on the great corrupt mimic escapade of the 21st century.
What is it? Oh my! Dude. More guillotines, man. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, let me just choke myself with the 3 guillotines I have now. Where'd I get that time? More guillotines! A bag of stink. Ouch, man. Oh, he finally dropped it.
And the it I'm referring to here is the dart rifle, which is just a destroyer killer. I then make myself a crystal assassin enchant, which gives me a dash, and it also gives me a few other things. I then search every single chest in my dungeon until I eventually get a shadow key, which I use to open shadow chests and get a dark lance. And I finally make the adamantite enchant, which paired with the dart rifle makes it shoot incredibly fast, but it doesn't matter about the accuracy because all you do is shoot upwards with the dart rifle.
Why haven't I been using that the whole time? I didn't think it worked on the Daedalus Stormbolt. That's why I didn't use it. Why haven't I been using that the whole time? I should use that the whole time. Why didn't I use that the whole time? Buffoon.
Now it's time to take on the big lengthy metal worm, also known as the most annoying boss so far.
Why did I do that? there. I don't know. I dashed. And he touched me with his head. Hope and pray simulator's back, man. Hope and pray simulator. No! He dashed it! He dashed it! Oh, no, no, no. I just got raped! I went the wrong way, It spun the wrong way. No! No! Stupid kid. Like, what do you want? Anyway. Get hit more, why don't you? Wow! Dig it! That's one reason why Calamity's better. It's because the dash key overrides the double tap!
Eventually I find a mod to try to get rid of my accidental dashing, but Fargo's actually adds something that just lets you disable double tap dashing, but I didn't figure this out till way later.
I can still dash. But I can't double tap it. Oh my, I'm gonna win first try. How am I doing it? Gosh, bro. Ooh! I went the wrong way. No! What? Please.
This is the first boss that really pissed me off because I kept accidentally dashing into him every 15 seconds. Another thing is, his probes are constantly knocking me back, enabling his head to vor me whenever it wants. And the final desperation attack, you could call it, is so brutal to put at the end of a fight.
No! How am I alive? That was so bad. Terrible, actually. What way are they coming? I went the wrong way. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was so bad, but I won.
Now it's time to summon up the crackhead eyeball duo.
Can you quit it with the dashing? Holy!
Then I decided to put on the accessory the destroyer dropped, but turned out to be a fantastic idea. Then I make a mega shark with a side of hollowed repeater.
Oh my. Go, you buffoon! Oh. There's so many of them.
This boss is so unbelievably intimidating when you first start playing it. Spasmatism moves like he popped 6 perks and an Adderall, and now his main goal is to spew curse flames all over your small gamer body, while his butt buddy Retinazer lasers you from across the world. But thanks to my Mega Shark and the accessory the Destroyer drop, this boss is not as bad as it seems.
Jump, you buffoon! Ah! Wait, it's just him. No, I ran out of arena. Please. Woo! Yeah! I'm good. Go!
Now it's time to take on the most underwhelming boss in this mod.
Oh, you jerk. Help me.
Smellatron Prime is a joke. You just run away, and with enough movement speed, all his attacks are free, and that's about all the monologue this boss deserves.
No! No! Oh man, the best dodging in the game. You've never seen better dodging. Hey, but I did it. Did I not? Max down! Woo!
I then make the mandatory pickaxe axe and a pair of Aeolus boots, and after a lot of farming, I make the sharpshooter's essence. And of course, I mow some chlorophyte and throw some things into the shimmer to get some permanent buffs. Then I make a chlorophyte shot bow and an optic staff, and now it's time to take on Lifelight. I then do some farming in the underground jungle and get some butterfly dust and a tattered bee wing, and then I make some bee wings, and then I just try my hand at Plantera instead of Lifelight.
Infernum?
What killed me?
Oh! Ouch. Oh, okay.
Holy.
Oh! How did he dodge that?
Plantera is probably the most enjoyable boss in this mod so far, but I think I was just having fun dashing around with the Supreme Deathbringer Fairy because it makes me spin around while I dash, which is pretty funny, I guess. Anyway, this is the first boss where I prefer the Masochist version over the Infernum version.
Oh. Whoa. Woo. I had a heal too? I don't even think I used my heal. That was a great dodging display.
With Plantera dead, the Witch Doctor sells venom vials, so I make some venom arrows.
Inflict target with acid venom. That's a debuff. What? It's almost like I knew that. What?
Now it's time to make an above ground mushroom biome, which we quickly place some houses in. Then when the truffle moves in, we purchase an auto hammer, then we make some shroomite bars and a full set of shroomite armor. We take on the 5th Fargo's exclusive boss, being Lifelight, which is meant to be a biblically accurate angel.
Oh, that's cheating. Whoa! What the heck is happening? Whoa. Whoa, how do you dodge that?
I then killed the Deviant again, and with the Deviating Energy and the 3 accessories from the mechanical bosses, I make some dubious circuitry.
No! Gems, please, no gems. No! Why? Of course, just let me heal, man. And it does it easy attack. Oh! I got hit by every laser because they could. What? No, I can't. Please. No. No. That's what I deserve. Last attempt.
And that really was my last attempt, because for the next 4 months, I didn't touch this world, and I almost resented Masochist mode. But one day, I was thinking, and I remembered that 99% of gamblers quit before they win big, so of course, it's time to play Masochist again. Also, the rest of this playthrough was done off stream, so the video and microphone quality will be better. Now, for a boss that made me quit this mod, it really wasn't that bad. After I went into the post-Plantera dungeon, got myself some Master Ninja gear and a sniper, this boss took me 3 attempts to beat. I don't know if I got a defiled skill boost or something, but I don't know why I died 67 times to this boss. Whoa. Paying attention? I'm half decent at the game. Why? From Lifelight, I got something called the Expixive Staff, so I switched my build from Ranger to Summoner, but I forgot to hit record where I did that, but all I did was farm the Pumpkin Moon for a Papyrus Scarab and some Spooky Armor, then I got an Occultist Essence and a Spider Ancient. Now it's time to farm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the? Why is Spasm? What? What just happened? 8, 9, 10, 11 pumpkins. Thank you. Now it's time to take on one of the most infamous bosses in all of Masochist mode. Oh, the projectiles, man. Oh, don't get hit by that. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. No, I just got he was so close to dying. Oh, you can't use mounts in this fight? You can't use hooks or mounts in this fight. Brutal. Head from Golem. No. This guy used to be one of the hardest pre-Moonlord bosses in the entire mod, but they have since nerfed him and now he's just a large boulder instead of a mountain. Also, you can't hook or mount in this fight. Your screen is so full of projectiles most of the time, you can't find your character. If you get unlucky enough to get head from Golem, it's almost a guaranteed loss. I tried to go above it, but my movement sucks. Oh. Yes! Oh, not even close. Woohoo! After the defeat of Golem, I buy some steampunk wings from the steampunker, and then while building my ocean arena, I get the opportunity to take on a Martian invasion. Dead. Oh. After we actually kill one of the Martian saucers, I get exactly what I wanted. Oh, I actually got the Xeno stuff. Let's go. And after terraforming my ocean just a little bit, I take on Duke Fishron. Holy speed. Wow, that's a fight. But look at my defense. If I get hit 4 times, I'm gonna pass away. I'm dead. Bro, just actually just so much clutter. Confused, I'm confused. A tornado just spawned inside me and it made me confused. I am just so debuffed, it's crazy. 14, does he have a final phase? What is happening? Well, he's got another phase. So you have to kill him, you have to half kill him, then you have to full kill him, and then you have to half kill him again. Oh! Oh my! I have 0 health. Nurse! I'm just not paying attention at all. What? Holy, the anti-standstill boss, man. That's awful. Then I go on a little side quest to summon up the old one's army so I can fight Betsy, but eventually we lose and she leaves. But with the dragon egg we now have, we spawn her for real and it ends up being a 2-hour journey, which is usually a 1st to 3rd tryable boss. No! No wonder this boss took him 800 attempts to no hit, man. This is impossible. Why is Betsy top 1, man? Every time I'm just burning to death. The Dark Mage! The Dark Mage is the only reason this fight is hard. The fuck?
The ads, bro, the peons! He still has a quarter of his house? House? The Dark Mage! Whoa, the Dark Mage! The fucking Dark Mage. I hate this fight so much. I hate everything. Please, 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 please. Don't burn to death. Don't burn. I thought he would die, so I bum rushed him, and then he just entered me. I'm actually losing it. I'm going to shoot myself. I'm going to fucking snap if this Dark Mage hits me one more time. Oh my, the fire debuff is unreasonable. Like, Scoob, I can't believe this fight is still going on. What is that? Holy, I've never disliked a boss more than Defiled Exomex, but you might take the cake. This fight could not be any more unfun. This boss took me the most attempts out of every boss so far. Mostly because it was 2 in the morning, I was very sleep deprived, I had a 50 defense summoner build, but the real reason is because the advertisements in this boss fight that just ping me for 300 damage, and I can't even see the projectile. The amount of dark mages I killed was 210. I had enough war tables to invade Poland. Also, the fire debuff when Betsy hits me would make me perish on the spot. And that's why on the winning attempt, I took 2 hits. I had to almost no-hit her. That was the easiest boss I have ever fought. I originally fought Betsy for the Dragon's Breath, but I got the Aerial Bane, which is just a better option. No, my ass gnome. Now that I'm switching back to Ranger, I buy some Red Riding leggings to pair with my Shroomite armor. And now it's time to take on the mutant fish once again. Holy fish, bro.
What is that, Mr. Fish?
I'm confused. Up is down, down is right, and left is sideways. Oh, I'm just... Whoa! Holy. This guy just has infinite health! Oh! No! Why am I even beating you? There's a Cthulhu no! I'm confused! I'm confused! It's just actual clutter! Can I just do damage to him? I'm so sick of you, man. What? Oh, a Cthulhu NATO spawned inside my anus. This guy actually has an infinite health glitch, bro. He just does not die. This fight is literally the epitome of an eyesore. There's so much clutter on your screen in the second and third phase that it's easier to just play the attempt than it would to be to try and explain it with words. The one thing I can say is the Cthulhu NATOs spawn everywhere, and it's hard to dodge a massive tornado with a crackhead flying fish flying at you Mach 10 that also regens his health every time he feels slightly threatened, giving him a whopping total of almost 200,000 health. However, it didn't do that much damage to me. Holy clutter! Of course. Yeah! He doesn't have infinite health. Fish stick.
The special accessory dropped by Duke Fishron is one of the best in the mod, giving you 25% increased damage for your current class, but getting rid of a little bit of life regen.
We love glass cannon builds.
Now it's time for the laser light show, which is the Empress fight.
What is happening? It's just bright lights. Am I in the project? I don't know. Where do I go? It's just a bunch of colors, man. And they just linger. Whoa.
After realizing I suck and the Empress is too hard, I try the Cultist instead.
Uh-oh. No! Like, bro! You. What, the solar flare? Just hold on the... I saw it and I hit the wrong one, man. What is that? You threw a pillar at me as you face changed. Holy, I can't see! Bro!
The Cultist fight is a pretty average Cultist fight, except he enjoys multiplying even when you hit the right one, and once he reaches the max Shadow Clone jutsus of himself, he just does this. He also finds it funny to throw pillars at you and do every single one of his attacks at the same time.
Oh, it's the Cthulhu NATO. That one. Oh. Ow!
Now, the Masochist pillars are not any normal pillars. These pillars have their own conscience, and instead of being just something to destroy, they're something to fight. What I mean by that is, the pillars turn into mini-bosses that you have to defeat in one go, because if you don't, they'll heal back to full health. This concept might sound cool, but it's actually quite annoying to play. After taking down all the pillars, the Moonlord spawns, and it goes about as well as you'd think. With the Ancient Manipulator I now have, I can make Gaia Armor, which is a multi-class armor set, which is crucial for the Moonlord. I then make a Lunar Hook, a Stardust Dragon, a Phantasm, and a Nebula Arcanum for later. Now it's back to Laser Light Show Simulator.
Okay, so stay out of the bright stuff. Wow! Rattled! I went to the straight lines! Oh! What am I supposed to do? Oh my. How are you supposed to dodge?
I then just switch back to my old armor set because I do more damage, and I also make a Vortex Beater so I don't have to aim anymore.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I had no flight. Like, I just don't have flight in the second phase. That's what it feels like. Bro, like they're the same. Holy juggle! Three's company too. Three's company too. Wow, flight is a beyond problem in this fight. In this flight. Oh, I'm just so bad.
The Empress of Light fight is basically Spectrum Cyclone, but with more bright lights. All of her attacks linger incredibly hard, and if you think her attack is done, it's not, because there's more projectiles still coming. On my winning attempt, I accidentally lucked myself into a dodging masterclass. Just watch.
Holy edged it, man.
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it at all! Woo. A draw is a win. And after cooking up our beautiful multi-class loadout consisting of the Flairon, the Vortex Beater, the Nebula Arcanum, and the Kaleidoscope plus Stardust Dragon, we excavate a reasonably sized space of our world and set our spawn point right in the sky before taking on the Moon Lord. Can't lie, this might take more attempts than I've ever spent on a boss. Like, I just don't know how to dodge at all. I'm just kind of playing throw myself at the boss simulator. I was such a solid attempt. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. You're not good enough at the fight that you can autopilot. Autopiloting a boss, I don't know. It's awesome. Woohoo! Woohoo! Just like full autopilot. I'm actually just full not here. I'm still melee. Yeah, I hate that this mod does that. That's the one thing I dislike about this mod. I don't care how ridiculously hard the bosses are. I hate that they debuff you, but I guess that's what makes them ridiculously hard, isn't it? Sorry, there's just a bunch of ancient lights in my face, and you know, I couldn't really move because there was a bunch of ancient lights in my face. If I didn't mention that before, there's a bunch of, you know, ancient lights in my face, and I couldn't move, and so I just had to kind of sit in the laser beam, which is it's not optimal, I know. Why did you spot it outside? Oh, my muscle memory! What is Divine Wrath? What is that? That's my best attempt. Come on, yes! What is that? Oh, no! Yeah! That was so good. The dangerous life of an autopiloter. I don't know what's happening, but I'm dead. Oh my! I don't understand this fight. It's a good attempt to quit on it. Of course, you just throw one last sun at me as a last. Just become the goat for a second. Just a second. No, yep, it was just a second. The Renaissance men are coming into town. Oh, the Renaissance men are coming into town. The Renaissance men, bro. Oh, the Renaissance men, bro. I hate everything. Oh, that was it. I got this. This guy's going down very soon. Oh! Oh, what a fluke. Oh my. What a fluke, man. I should have killed him way faster. I should have killed him in the Nebula phase, but I had the wrong loadout on. Hawk loogies on your fat forehead. Oh, this is by far the hardest boss in this mod so far. This guy's actually pretty fun, like, if you kind of understand what's going on. Like, at no point was I like, oh, I have to fight this guy. Now, the reason why you didn't get to see the whole fight is because the first victory was super unoptimized and I got bailed out heavily by Master Ninja Gear, so I really wanted to rebeat him just to prove I could do it. And I did a very, very superb job. The Moonlord introduces a pretty cool gimmick where he forces you to multi-class, meaning in the solar phase you can only use melee weapons, vortex, range weapons, you get the point. In this fight I have 45 defense because I'm using the Gaia set bonus, which basically kills me but I do more damage. If I get hit 4 to 5 times in this fight, I'm dead as a doornail. So not only is this the hardest boss with the hardest attacks, I have 0 defense. The hardest part of this fight is positioning the phantasmal eyes so you're not boned without a chance. And not only do you have to position them right, you have to pop them out at the right time. And spoiler, there is no right time. That's exactly what I'm looking for. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Absolute cinema. Now that we're in post Moonlord, there's lots of grinding to be done because every accessory you need requires 14,000 items.
Are you kidding me?
I hate everything.
The main thing we're going for right now is the Supersonic Soul and the Flight Mastery Soul. After the painful process of collecting all the wings needed to make the Flight Mastery Soul, I still can't make it yet.
I'm gonna kill myself.
To make any of the endgame items, you need something called the Crucible of the Cosmos, which is a task in itself to collect, taking every single buff station and crafting station to make. Now I can finally make my Flight Mastery Soul, and after quite a bit more grinding, I finally get all the things to make the Supersonic Soul.
Holy speed, bro.
I then set my sight on the Heart of the Master, which isn't too bad to make considering I already have most of the special accessories needed to make it. I then make a railgun and to pair with it a full set of Vortex armor. And now it's time to farm the Moonlord for his rare drop, the Devious Aestheticus, which is a Fargo's exclusive weapon that it's a sword that uses mana but does summon damage. It's really weird. And at a 10% drop rate, we get pretty lucky and get it on our 4th one.
Oh, we actually got it. And it only took 4.
With the Devious Aestheticus in our hand, it's time to switch back to Summoner, so I make a full set of Stardust armor, and of course, time to forge. Then I take on the Empress, this time during the day, and it ends up being another draw.
Yeah! Another draw.
That's actually diabolical that it's 2 draws in a row. Then I make the Force of Life, and now forces are just like enchants, except for there's a whole bunch of them, and they're really good and really hard to make. Bang, Force of Life, pimps. Then I find out that I can't use the Force of Life and the Flight Mastery Soul.
I hate everything.
So I try to shimmer it back down to its individual enchants, but it doesn't work.
I hate everything about life.
And after about a 30 to 40 minute grind, I can finally make the Conjurer's Soul. Now it's time to take on the Energized Brain of Cthulhu, and if you have no idea what that means, basically Fargo's adds something called an Overloader, and what you can do with that is combine it with the summon of the boss to overload it. And if you overload a boss summon 10 times, you're fighting the energized version of the boss, which drops an energizer that can be combined with their specific weapon drop to make it very good, if that makes any sense. Then I make the Big Brain Buster with that energizer. Then I make a Spider enchant so that I can crit with my Devious Aestheticus. And now would be a pretty good time to explain the Devious Aestheticus. So basically, the projectile amount scales with the amount of summon slots you have, up to 7. So the more summon slots you have, the more projectiles you shoot, and this weapon can shred all the way up to the final boss. I then make something called the Sigil of Champions, which I take into space and summon up Eridanus, the champion of Cosmos. Eridanus is actually a very fun boss once you learn his attacks. He does do an inconceivable amount of damage, but that's only because I have 64 defense and a pure damage build. But this is the least amount of attempts the boss has taken me since Golem. Uh-oh. Hitboxes. Okay. I have a heal too. Okay. That's such a good boss fight, man. Oh my. Super crits. Let me slap that on. Summoner plus super crits. Mwah. If you're wondering how I beat him first try, it's because I practiced off camera, and then when I hit record, I beat him first try, but since I have to re-beat him, you get a death montage. Oh. No! What? Like, I already beat you. Why can't I just do it again? Oh, please. Ah, no! Oh, you're doing it. What? You just decide to laser me? That's poppycock. I hate everything. Wait, I'm alive. No! That's the squirrel. What the? What? Oh. Oh. Yay, I did it. After killing Eridanus a second time, I have enough Eridanal energy and enchants to make the Force of the Cosmos. Then, with the leftover Eridanal energy and some fragments, I make a full set of Eridanus armor. Then I make something called the Abomination's Curse. Okay, time for years to be taken off my life. What I mean by that is it's time to take on the second sibling that Fargo's Souls adds, the Abomination. And this fight lasts very long, as you can see. Then I take on the Champion of Terra, and now would be a pretty good time to explain champions. Champions are a series of 9 post-Moonlord bosses that Fargo's adds that each drop specific enchants. Like the Champion of Terra drops the enchants needed to make the Force of Terra. The Champion of Earth drops the enchants needed to make the Force of Earth. You get the point. So after grinding out the Champion of Terra, I'm able to make the Force of Terra. And now this gives you a lot of things, but the main thing I want it for is it defaults your crit chance to 75, and if I no-hit for a little bit, it goes all the way up to 100. Then I head down to Hell to take on the Champion of Earth a few times. Oh, I only gotta beat him 16 more times. Oh. 10 enchants are actually OD. And after our third kill, we finally get all the enchants we need to make the Force of Earth. And now, this does many things, but the one thing I want it for is it greatly boosts your attack speed for a period of time. Then I take on the Champion of Death because I really don't want to fight the Abomination yet. Okay. Are you 14? And then after only 3 kills, we finally get all the enchants needed to make the Force of Death. Then I take on the Dungeon Guardian, and yes, you heard that right, the Dungeon Guardian. Fargo's turns him into an actual fight, and he drops something called the Sinister Icon, which doubles all loot dropped. Yeah, that's not too bad. So with my new Sinister Icon, I killed the Champion of Timber and get enough enchants to make the Force of Timber. And because I really don't want to fight the Abomination yet, I go on a 2.5 hour grind making the Sniper Soul, the Arc Wizard Soul, the Colossus Soul, and finally the Berserker Soul, before hollowing out an even larger chunk of my world. Endgame bosses don't require an arena, they require the world. Then we take on Abomination again, and now I did a lot of practicing without recording because it was just hours and hours of me playing the boss over and over again in God mode till I got good at it. And it paid off because first try I made it to second phase. Bro, it's actually so much harder to be precise when you're nervous. A few attempts later, I got him all the way down to less than 40%. I touched the border, you dummy. And a few attempts after that, I got him down to 30%. And the stress of that kills you.
What? Oh my.
Holy RNG. Thanks for the internal bleeding, A-bomb.
It's so tight.
And they're blurry.
Oh! Oh!
The next day.
No, I sickle, man. What was that? This guy might have not taken me the most attempts so far, but he was definitely the hardest. The attack he does where he throws the sides at you and makes them slowly move around is the hardest attack I have ever had to do in a boss fight. Now the reason the attempts are so low is because I just practiced this boss over and over in God mode, with each fight lasting 10 to 13 minutes, and I did about 30 or 40 of those fights. Also, the attempt I beat him on, I did the best dodging I have ever done in the 10 years I've been playing this game. I didn't get hit by a single pixel of any of the hardest attacks, and the only times I got hit were BS easy attacks. So enjoy this dodging masterclass of an attempt. How? I hate that, man. I'm so nervous right now, man. It's crazy. No. Okay.
Oh, I did it! And I lived! No!
Oh, my heart. Bro, 157 and that's post. Killing him. Holy, just imagine what my heart rate was like during the fight. RNG all boss, bro. My adrenaline is through the walls, man. Whole 3 hits? Now, the Abomination drops something called the Abominal Wand, which paired with the Sparkling Adoration gives you a giant sword that does this. And because I did so much grinding before, I'm able to take my melee, ranged, mage, and summoner soul to make the soul of the universe. And after a bit more grinding, I make the World Shaper and Trawler Soul, and combined with the Colossus, Supersonic, and Flight Mastery Soul, I'm able to make the Soul of Dimensions. Then after making the Bionomic Cluster, I'm able to make the Soul of the Master. Then I head to the ocean to kill the Champion of Will and make the Force of Will. Then I head to the underground desert to farm the Champion of Spirit 2 times, and now I'm able to make the Force of Spirit. Then I painfully take out the Champion of Nature 3 times in order to make the Force of Nature, and now I have all the forces needed to make the Soul of Terraria. Now that I'm incredibly jacked, it's easy to kill the Abomination again, so I do that, and now I have enough Abominal energy to make a full set of Styx armor, and now it's time to farm the hard mode version of Energized bosses. The first one I take on is the Energized Destroyer. With his Energizer, I'm able to make the Destroyer, which is a whip that summons a Destroyer after a certain amount of hits. Then I take him on again for another Energizer.
Yeah. Couldn't even tell you anything that just went on.
This time I use it to make something called the Destruction Cannon, which spawns a Destroyer to fight for you. Now it's off to the Lizard Temple to kill the Energized Golem.
I don't know what just happened.
I use his Energizer to make the Landslide, which is a full homing magic weapon that gives your enemies Golem head. Now it's back to the ocean to kill the Energized Duke Fisheron, which is somehow more chaotic than last time.
What just happened?
I use his Energizer to make a Nuke Fisheron, which is a full homing nuke launcher. I then take on the Energized Smellatron Prime.
What happened to his health? It just evaporated.
I use that Energizer to make a Diffraction Blaster, which does this, but it uses a whole bunch of mana, so it's not that good. And now it's time to take on the Energized Empress of Light.
I don't even know.
Which then I craft the Umbra Regalia.
Is this any good? Probably not. I've never seen anybody use it. But I own it now.
This is just a basic true melee weapon that does a lot of damage and spawns some stars. I then take on Plantera, which I melt with the Umbra Regalia.
That's actually pretty good, I can't lie.
Then I make something called the Blender, which isn't very good. It's just kind of a yo-yo that's really hard to use. Now, at this point, I think I'm prepared to throw an Abomination into some lava to summon up the mutant.
It's something alright.
What is happening? After terribly failing at the mutant, I take on the Energized Twins to ease the pain. I then make the Gemini Glaives, which I throw into the Shimmer, and it turns into an Omnisense Staff, which is a summon that lets me summon the twins to fight for me. I then take on the Energized Betsy.
Repeat. Holy loot, man.
I then make something called the Dragon's Demise, which is a full homing flamethrower, but it makes my screen a mess, so I don't use it at all. And now it's time to take on the final of the 3 siblings, a boss that needs no introduction, the Mutant. And now, the weapons I ended up going with was the Nuke Fisheron and Umbra Regalia as my secondary, and the summon I'm using is the one dropped by the Abomination, but I lost the recording, so...
I saw the nuke and I still... Okay. I lost. No, I'm getting good! I lost already. The border is so crazy! The border's crazy! The border goes crazy! You're playing! You have to be. Oh no! Uh-oh. I just threw so hard. I used both reses. No, I'm just perfectly being terrible. Oh! Oh, my heart! It hurts! Dude, this attack is AIDS! Oh my... Okay, well, let's... Dang it! No! No! If there was any chance... No! No! That's the biggest sell ever! My least favorite attack I have ever had the displeasure of dodging, man. My least favorite attack ever. But really, I have no idea what happened. I was having fun. Hold on. It's not that I don't know that he's gonna do that attack. I know exactly what attack he's gonna do. I don't know what time he's gonna do it. And I don't know how he's gonna position himself. Oh, that attack is just, it's so awful! Because he just keeps doing this attack. Oh, I res. Why am I perma- No! No! Just do the worst attack. Or the best attack. Why did I just get super jump? I just became Superman. There's 2 attacks in this fight that I despise. It's the worm attack, and then it's the dashing attack. Oh, I can't deal with that attack, bro. It's so awful. Like, it's the only thing ending my run right now. It's so bad. It's so bad. Every single run gets ended by it. This fight lives up to all the hype that it gets. This really is the pinnacle of Terraria boss fights, and one of the most difficult bosses I have ever had to fight. The desperation phase alone took me almost 150 attempts to learn, because he does over 1,000 damage with every hit, and in an ideal world, I can only take 1 hit. Now, most of the attacks are brutal yet fun, but there's that one attack in specific, and you know exactly what it is. It's the delayed dashes. I could not for the life of me figure out this attack, and it was over half of my deaths. This seems to be a theme among all the siblings, that they always have that one attack that is just so much worse than the rest. Deviant with the throwing the axe at me, well, there's light beams, and A-bomb with the sighs that linger, and now Mutant with the dashes. In Masochist mode, Mutant has a max hit counter of 22, meaning that if I take 22 hits, I die no matter what. But since I'm doing no revives, no defense, I don't even scrape this number. And anyway, it's time to lock in now. I'm pretty sure that's the first time he's done that attack. He's literally just done the 2 attacks over and over and over. Some fresh attacks. It's nice. Okay, just do me 3 times. That's manageable.
I hate this guy.
Oh, therapy set. Just live, just live, just live. Yes! Yes! Oh, suck it, man! Oh, I know I'm better than that. I know I'm better than to cheat my own rules. Oh, let's go.
And after just 242 attempts, the mutant has been dominated. And I know it says 61, but that doesn't include all my practice attempts. And with some of the eternal energy the mutant drops, we make the slime rain, then we kill the mutant 2 more times, and then we finally have enough eternal energy to make the soul of eternity. And after over 1,500 deaths and almost 70 hours of gameplay and the soul of eternity now obtained, this brings an end to our Masochist mode playthrough. If you did enjoy, some support would be awesome. I love making these videos, and I want to make more in the future. This is not my hardest playthrough, that title belongs to Defiled, but this is the playthrough I'm the most proud of. And I will visit Masochist mode again one day, probably when Fargo's 2.0 comes out, but for now, I'll just stick to one-tricking Infernum.
Bye bye Masochist mode. See you later.